It's a really dead day today here in the city, but you know, what better day to just, make a video about life here in LA. So as a recap, I've been here for about 2 years now, and maybe a little bit less than 2 years, but I originally came from Houston to here. So one of the reasons why I moved out here was because I wanted a change of pace. Definitely moved out here and got what I asked for, which was a change of pace. So while the change of pace was definitely good, I also got a lot of things that I didn't think that I would get moving out here. Like, I don't know, a quarantine of the entire city. Not what I anticipated. But on a more serious note, there was a lot of lessons that were learned and a lot of realizations as to why LA is a little bit better than Houston. So to everybody from Houston who's telling me, no way, it's not as good, Houston's the best, whatever it is that you're trying to say, let me explain why I feel this way. So when I say Houston versus LA, and that LA is better, I do say that for a few reasons, and I have my little list here, because I like lists, to go over why I think in certain ways LA is a lot better than Houston. So starting off, it really depends on what industry you want to tap into. If you want to be a photographer, a musician, an artist, a producer, any of that type of stuff, there's no reason you should be in Houston or any other sub-city that doesn't have an industry that is around that. Why do I say that? I say that from experience, being in the photography space and for a brief moment the music space. I saw a lot of it firsthand of people just trying so hard and not gonna lie, doing a pretty good job as far as photo work, fashion work, music work, all that kind of stuff, but not being able to push that boundary and take it that extra step and break through what it is that they're trying to break through, whatever that industry might be. And the reason isn't because, they're bad and they suck. It's about there's not a proper mentorship program, especially in Houston when it comes to like the music scene. I had a tough time 2 years ago. Might be different now. Finding, different people who can mentor you. I did find some. I will say that. I did find some, but finding them was really difficult. And then when it comes to the photography space, that was also equally as difficult, trying to find a mentor in that sort of demographic. Being in Houston, there is a lot of weddings. Weddings is a big industry, so if you really want to do weddings, I think that that's a great place to find mentors that are great quality people. I found some, and I'm so grateful for everything that I've learned from them. The same thing goes with like real estate photos. It's a big city for things like that, but if you're trying to do things that are in the product photography space, if you're trying to do things that are in like the fashion space, things like that, I was receiving clients in those areas, but at the same time, those clients weren't per se strong within their business to be able to provide an income for me that would even make sense for me to even continue working with them. Or I won't even say continue working with them, for me to even be able to make enough money to support myself long term. Being here for the past 2 years, I've worked with a lot of different companies, a lot of different clients, and all of them, everyone needs photos here. Whether it's a blogger, whether it be, a small business, a candle company, art agencies, whatever it is that it might be, there's a lot of people here that need photos. So, I think starting off the bat, why LA would be better than Houston is because of the industry for the arts. If you want to be an artist, you shouldn't be anywhere else besides maybe LA and New York, would be my personal thought process. Or let's say if you wanted to do theater, Chicago's another great spot. But past those few places, Houston was not the place for me. Second thing, weather. So the weather here in comparison is beautiful all the time, for the most part. I think last January it was a little rainy. This March has been a little rainy. Other than that, though, for the most part, you're enjoying a nice sunny day, which really, look at that. As I say sun, here comes more sun. But yeah, weather-wise, it's always sunny. It feels great. For someone who has allergies to a lot of exterior terrain, it's been a breeze. It's been a breeze. Like, yeah, flowers do sprout here, but overall, it's not in comparison. So weather-wise, A+ here. Another reason why you should move to LA in comparison to the humidity of Houston. The next point that I have is people. So the people here, in comparison to Houston, they are different. They are pretty different. So in Houston, especially living in like the suburbs, you do get quite a range of people. But in comparison, when I came here, I mean, I was exposed to so many more types of people. I mean, the good, the bad, and the ugly, which inevitably taught me a lot more. So you have, you go towards the Beverly Hills, you get the rich people, you get certain type of snobby people, you get some authentic people, you get some passionate people, you get people who are like clout chasers, you see a lot of those hypebeast types, you see young kids on skateboards, you see, a big homeless community that you just are always like, you know what, how can I help these people? You see a lot of gangs, things like that. It's like that type of stuff does not exist in Texas. It does not exist in Texas. So when it comes to the differences between Houston and LA, I mean, it's the types of people you see here, it's crazy. And if you're someone who is open to learning more about people and seeing how different people like respond and how, just if you're interested in people, it's a great city to see the differences of different people. So one place that Houston does without a doubt win over LA though is rent. So in Houston you can get a solid 2-bedroom apartment for about $1,400. Solid. I remember ours was like 14, maybe 1,500. And we had like skyline views. We could see like the city. I mean, it was beautiful. You can't even get that here. Here you get, for $1,400, you'll get a pretty bad studio. And studio is basically a square box. And you won't even get parking with that. You have to park in the streets, which they claim you can find parking, but you never can. So in comparison, rent-wise, so much better over there. But I will say that though the rent is better living in Houston, you do get paid a lot more for your work out here. So it does balance out. So you do have kind of a tough first few months, so I would say, from my experience being out here and trying to figure out how to secure those clients that will get you that rent paid. But once you figure that out, I mean, price point wise, like, yeah, it's high. You'll pay about $2,000 for, per se, like a studio apartment, but you'll make that money pretty quick. So it kind of balances out. So moral of the story, in comparison, it really depends on what you want to do with your life as to if LA is better than Houston. In my personal experience, LA has been a lot better than Houston for many reasons. One, terrain. I absolutely love the idea that I can hit up a mountain in the morning and then hit the beach at night. That's something I never knew was really possible. And coming out here, I'm like, oh snap, there's a lot more than just like walking around your man-made lakes in the suburbs. Like, whoa, this is great. Another reason why I love it is because of just, income and economy. If you want to be in the arts, if you want to be a photographer, if you want to be a musician, if you want to be any of that kind of stuff, the amount of money that you can make being here and just the type of work that you can get and the type of clients and relationships that you can get surpasses anything that I had ever experienced really being in Texas. And that's not to bash on Texas, maybe the economy has changed since 2 years ago when I was trying, but from my past experiences, it's really great for that. So LA takes the cake for that, for me personally. If you want to be an engineer, if you want to be a doctor, if you want to be a stay-at-home mom, if you have a family, I think Texas is a great option for you, because not only is there not only is there low rates for housing, but it's a pretty safe community overall. When we're talking about people, I think Houston definitely wins as far as hospitality is concerned, but if you're trying to be open and expand and kind of learn a little bit more about all sorts of types of people, it's really great to come here and just see the different types of personalities that you'll run into on a daily basis. When it comes to rent, definitely Texas wins. Rent-wise, I mean, you can get so much for so little, it's kind of ridiculous in comparison. But like I said, don't let that discourage you, because you can definitely make that amount of money being here to fund, these houses and these apartments and things like that if you put in that hard work. So don't ever let rent be a discouragement for you to move out to a big city, because you will figure it out. If you want it, you will figure it out. And if you're kind of nonchalant about it, waiting for opportunities to come to you, then maybe you should stay in Houston. Just saying. When you're looking at weather in comparison to Houston, I'm someone who doesn't really like humidity. I've got curly hair, so going outside in humid weather, I mean, it was always a poof. So weather-wise, I definitely do prefer it here. However, I think moving more up to the north where there is a little bit more rain seems a bit more up my alley, so that way I get kind of the cool temperature and the mountainous vibes, but also, see some rain here and there, because here it's really rare. We've seen rain probably this month and last January, but like in between then, it's pretty rare. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's always going to be up to you as to if you think this is going to be the move for you. But like I said, if you are an artist in an artistic field, don't be trying to create the infrastructure. Go somewhere else, learn something new, learn something different. And once you've learned that, come back if you want and, build the infrastructure from there. But for right now, that's my opinion.